It's like you're trying to get me arrested. You're trying to word it in a way to get me arrested.
Is that an issue?
Yes, because you're lying.
How?
Sorry, I'm going to allow you to start doing any more drone until I've looked into the law.
I'm arguing.
Just to ask, are you aware of the CIA regulations over flying drones without permission over scheduled monuments?
There's children, a lot of children out there.
So my supervisor's basically gone into all the legislation. And like they were saying, the UK CCA Drone Code 2024 says you can't go over a National Trust building, which is what they've told me as well. So,
it's not breaking the law flying over National Trust.
Listen, you're not doing it today, okay? Because
I am doing it today.
No, you're not, because what I'm going to do is, if you don't listen to what we're going to say, I'm going to deal with you for offensive harassment, which they've all said, and that will be getting seized. So you're not doing it. I've given you an opportunity now to go home and go on your way. Otherwise, your equipment gets seized and you get arrested for not flying that over there.
If I do that, it's lawful.
It's not.
I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be.
I've just shown you the policy. Hello.
Hi.
Obviously, you know why we're here.
Well, I was about to go, but
You're about to go. Okay.
just been flying here.
Okay.
Had a bit of a objection from the staff.
Yeah.
Did my flight, and then as I've been changing the battery, there's been another interaction about the body camera being on.
Yeah.
Because like it didn't kick off, but things they said about the drone, they're worried that if it goes on social media, it's embarrassing for them because
I bet you've caused.
out here they've got no jurisdiction to stop the drone, but they tried everything, and they're worried that because it's on camera, they're worried that looks a bit stupid. So I've been talking about that. Otherwise, I'd be gone by now.
There is legislation, obviously, that you can't have drones flying over this, which is in law.
Over what? Sorry.
Over the actual palace.
I don't think there is. Yeah.
Yeah, we've looked at it before we came.
What legislation is that?
We've researched it. It's also stated all over their website. So.
Well, their website wouldn't have any bearing on me, but law-wise.
Yeah.
Go on. What? Let's have a look.
What
was it under?
I'll have to have a look at it, but it's on their website.
On their website?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And on the English Heritage site.
Yeah, so they brought their policy out and said, no drones allowed, blah, blah, blah. And I've said, well, that's your policy. It applies in there.
And what's the reason for filming the ladies then?
No, so...
Because one of them's crying now. We're causing distress to people, you know what I mean? Is it really necessary?
I've turned up. I've walked into this entrance, been a gentleman there. I said, I'm going to fly my drone today. He said, out there, if you go over, can't stop you, carry on.
Yeah.
And I thought, sometimes we have a staff member say that, and I then do it, and another manager comes out and goes, hold on, you should have stopped him. So I thought, rather than get him in trouble, let me go in that entrance and try and find another person to just confirm it. That's when managers came out, can't do it, policy, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I've walked out here to here, more of them have come out. We've had like a debate about it on camera. I'm filming, so it's like, I presume they know my camera's on because it's there.
Yeah.
Now they've found out at the end, they're like, oh, well, we don't want to be on the camera. It's normal, we hear it all the time, but...
You know, for us, we get filmed all the time, and we film people if vice versa, but for someone that doesn't get filmed, it can be quite intimidating, I suppose.
I get
So
that.
now they're distressed, obviously, and wondering where this footage is going.
Being on a frontline position, like a security guard or like places like this, people are going to film, aren't they?
We're used to it, but obviously they're probably not used to it.
No, but like, let's say I go to a gatehouse of a security house, like a Tesco's distribution centre. That security guard may say I don't want to be filmed, but it's like you're there in a front-facing position where the public are going to come up to you. People these days film everything. There's a high chance you're going to be filmed. And that's it. And because they've seen my previous video at another location, they've said, oh, like, we know you put it on social media. We're now worried that what we've said is going to be on there.
So where do you fly this drone? Is it like a hobby thing, or...?
I make videos on beautiful places.
Okay.
They're not all like that, but a lot of them are. This one's been on my list a long time.
You must have, so if obviously you fly drones regularly, you must know where you can and can't fly it.
Yeah. So here's not in a flight zone.
No.
I have checked it on Drone Assist.
Like a website or something?
Yeah, that's the app we use. I mean, obviously it could be any app I'm showing you, but
Yeah, I know about all the flight path stuff.
here there's nothing. I've gone and communicated what I want to do. Sometimes we get told, crack on. Sometimes we get an objection.
Yeah.
But usually, once the person's outside the property, they're like, we can't stop you doing it, just we'll call the police if you do it. Which they did. But And I think one person has got upset from what I'm told. I didn't see her get upset
Yeah, sure.
because she thought I wasn't filming, and I was
I
filming.
don't think she wants her face plastered
Yeah.
on social media, which is understandable.
I get that, but I guess it'd be like if you ladies now did something stupid and then I put it on social media, you probably wouldn't want it on there.
No, but I mean,
But
like,
it happens, innit?
like I say, we're used to
unfortunately,
having our face on social media, but other people aren't. So
I've reassured her.
okay.
She said, "Oh, my name badge is on there and everything." I've reassured her that if I put anything on with her in, I'll get rid of the name badge at a minimum, so at least there's no name.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, at least.
You don't want people finding you and
Yeah,
everything
filming
like
the
that.
nice palace is one thing, isn't it? But filming staff members is a different issue, and that's probably why we ended up eventually being called here. Which, I mean, I'm sure you don't really want to be spending time talking about, and we've got other things to deal with, haven't we? So, what are you done now today? Are you going?
Well, I had one more flight, which is going to be a photo, so it's like a 5-10 minute flight. I said to them, I'll go out the way a little bit more, do it from down there, so I'm sort of out the way. But
Okay.
the purpose of the flight, the attending, is to kind of teach locations that don't allow drones, that from outside the property, they're perfectly fine to fly over,
Right.
because a lot of places try and stop it.
Yeah.
National Trust try and stop it.
Yeah.
They hate it.
I'm assuming they've got a similar policy. To
They do,
ours
but
here,
they-
where I think they just ask you to apply in advance, don't they? If you want
Yeah.
to fly your drone over.
But the way their policies are worded, not just here, but like National Trust, it's quite naughty. They kind of word it like you can't go over. But
Right.
providing you're on public land, you can fly over all day long. It's lawful. But the way they word it is like it's kind of not.
Okay.
So people read it and get put off and don't fly. So I go around and I sort of publicise the fact that we can do it.
I think also their main concern is also they have members of the public in here until 5 p.m. I think it's open until.
Yeah, they kept bringing children up saying, "Oh, well, what if you filmed a kid on the drone?" And it's like, I can't guarantee a child wasn't passing by when I went past the house, but that won't make it online. Because I don't want people on my footage when I'm making a video.
Flying drones over on your
I want it to be the building, you know?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Obviously,
That's it.
we don't want this. We don't want any more conflict happen today.
No, there's no conflict. There wasn't conflict. Just
Yeah, we'll chat. Yeah.
no, I mean, I wasn't causing. I was being aggressive or like arguing.
Just to ask, are you aware of the CIA regulations over flying drones without permission over scheduled monuments? That's the thing, the fact that it's a scheduled monument.
We were trying to say that there's children, a lot of children half day, and you were getting them on film, and you're also filming a lot of members of staff working in the room. Don't give our permission to do that.
Yeah.
He's confused. Politely told him he's been here for 2 hours.
And
Been
the
told
reason
multiple times.
we first stopped him was because he wouldn't buy a ticket. That's how it all started.
That's not true.
You've got it on video.
I didn't try to come in and buy a ticket.
I had a radio message from my colleague to say there's a man coming down with a bike that hasn't
Yep.
purchased a ticket.
Yep.
Okay, you didn't hear that message. I did.
That's correct.
So then I stopped you at the end and I said, "Do you have a ticket?"
You didn't stop me. I came to the ticket office.
I approached you.
No, but where did I try and come to?
Can I
But you're lying. You're literally lying.
What we don't want is
The ticket office is down there, and I walked to the ticket office where you were standing.
Yeah. So before you went into the ticket office,
Yep.
you were standing outside.
Yeah, and you saw the drone, and you said, "No drones."
No. I first said to you, "Do you have a ticket?" And
Yep.
you said no.
Correct.
I said, "Are you a member?" And you said no.
Correct.
And you said to me, "I just want to go and get a coffee."
Correct.
And I said to you,
You can't go in there without a ticket.
precisely.
Yep.
That's what I said.
I didn't try and go in without a ticket.
Well, you did.
I was inquiring.
You wanted to go and buy a coffee without a ticket because I said,
I
"Are you going to
didn't,
buy a
but I
ticket?"
didn't know
And you
that, did I?
No, but I explained it to you. I said it's a sign.
But before that, I didn't know it.
I said it. Would I have explained it to you? I said it's a ticket.
There's a sign there saying cafe that way.
Yeah.
So I went down
Also
to try and get
says
a coffee.
Tickets. Also says tickets.
Yep.
But what you didn't understand was you have to buy a ticket before you can actually enter
Yeah.
the site.
And you explained that to me.
Yeah, but you didn't want that. And then when I said that to you,
I didn't want to come in. I wanted to come in and let you know what I'm doing and come back out here and fly.
You can't. No, you didn't. You said you've
Yeah,
already
you
stated
went down
yourself
there
you wanted to do
to
the
film
cafe.
people and get their reaction to drones. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, when you've asked me to explain the purpose of the video at the end, yes. But when I first walked in, one, to get a coffee, and two, to let you know what I'm doing.
And I
No,
explained
you
to
said you went down there to get people's reactions.
Yeah.
That you literally said that.
I've explained to the
And I
officers.
said, well, you don't
But I
care
spoke-
about what you're filming. You want to get a reaction to people because that's how you get views and that's
I-
how you get paid.
I-
That's what you explain to us.
No, I explained to the officer just now as well. Spoke to the guy and he said, crack on. And I thought it was a bit too easy. No, he did. Yeah, ask him.
That's not the message that I got. The message I got
Ask him.
was a visitor coming down without a ticket.
No, but the drone part, he said, you can fly out here, no problem, if you're out here, right? And I thought, I don't want to get him in trouble. If I fly and the other manager comes out, she may have a go at him and say, why didn't you stop him?
You said
So I came down to find somebody else to try and let you know what I'm doing to get a second opinion on it.
And then
two
when managers told you and you said, what are you going to do?
So what did I do?
You do it anyway.
I walked out, didn't
We
I?
asked you to leave.
Right?
And then you
I walked out to here and I flew.
And then you
didn't.
And then you've harassed
We escorted
six
you
members of
out.
staff.
How have I harassed anybody?
because
we've
by
been
asking you
being
to
just
rude.
stopped to go to leave.
I've been stood here, flying.
No, you've been stood there.
You've been leaning on the
And
gate.
you've been filming everyone.
Yeah, when you came over to keep talking to me,
We
yeah.
politely told you not to because nobody wants to be online,
You-
especially.
Yeah, you're mentioning the word harassment and stuff because police are here. I haven't harassed anybody. I've been stood outside your property.
Is being asked to stop
Filming.
to my type of communication and continuing with malice, which
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have continued to do.
I've been flying my drone.
Not because you're filming
No, I've mentioned
children.
It's like you're trying to get me arrested.
I'd love
You're trying to word it in a way to get me arrested.
Is that an issue?
Yes, because you're lying.
How?
Sorry.
Please explain.
So I haven't harassed anybody.
I've just
I've literally stood out here.
Do you contest the explanation
I've
or
stood,
the event?
I've stood there.
Ladies, can you go that way and then I'll come and speak to you in a second.
We're just going to keep going around in circles for a minute.
Yeah, but they're one of them's trying to get me arrested for harassment, and the second lady, the older lady, is clearly lying.
So do you not think this is time to cut your losses and leave?
No, because I've got my photo to do, and it would have.
We're not doing any more photos because I'm going to. I need to look into depth. I'm not going to allow you to start doing any more drone until I've looked into the law.
I'd be down there doing it and going over.
This is what we're now here, and you're now not listening. You're causing an issue.
Because I'm allowed to do that, and had the ladies not kept coming out, I would be gone by now.
No,
Gone ages
but
ago.
But you're still here, and we got called nearly 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm
And
still
now-
here because you haven't seen it, but they kept coming out and going, "Oh, why are you flying? You can't fly. We're calling the police. Why would you not just email in
But
future?"
If you have been flying over there and
Yep.
and you're not allowed to do that, then not potentially I'll be taking the equipment away.
I have. I'm allowed to fly over.
Okay, that's what I need to clarify.
Okay, you can do that, but I'm not breaking any laws.
While I'm clarifying, you're not doing any more droning. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Okay? Because you don't listen to what I'm saying. Because potentially we could be seizing your equipment.
You won't be seizing it. I guarantee you
Okay,
that.
but
Because I know I'm not breaking any laws.
Okay, that's fine. But we'll check that. But you can't keep. We're not. All we're doing right now is causing conflict. Okay, they're upset. We're now here. We
All-
could be dealing with other emergencies.
All they need to do is go back in. I'll go back to the end of the road, which I agreed to do my photo, and I'm gone. But they've came back out again, trying to say I'm harassing
Is your
them.
photo really that desperate that,
Yes,
like, obviously it's causing a lot of stress? You guys
it doesn't need
It's going
to.
backwards and forwards here.
It doesn't need to.
It's going backwards and forwards here.
It doesn't need to do that.
Would it not just be easier to let it go until they, like,
I shouldn't have to.
I'm pretty sure they close at 5 o'clock anyway, do you know what I mean? It's
Shouldn't have to do that because it's a lawful activity, and I've came in a manner not to harass people. I've been in and spoke to the gentleman, and he did say, "Crack on," and I thought that's a bit weird. Like maybe he doesn't really know the policy. We go down there. Look, there's no ticket here. You buy a ticket right down there. You've got a ticket office and a cafe next to it.
Yeah.
So I thought, there's a cafe there. Let me get a quick coffee before I fly. That lady stopped me and said, "Hold on. To go in there, you need to really buy a ticket." I said, "Okay, I don't want to pay 17 quid for a coffee. I'm here to fly." "No, can't do it." And I'm like, "Oh, why not? I hear it all the time." So I said, "Fine, I'll go back out here and I'll do it from there." No, you can't do it. Manager came. "You need to leave site now." I said, "Fine, I'm not refusing. Let me leave." Walked out with her to here. They walked off. I launched my drone. 10 minutes later, they come out. "We told you not to do it." I said, "Well, I told you I'm going to do it and I'm now doing it."
Yeah.
And that's it. They've just then tried to stop me. "Oh, you can't fly, it's against the law, we call the police, blah, 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 blah." I'll be like I am with you, polite, not aggressive, not like rude to them. I wasn't here, I was here flying. And that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, just before you came, they came back and I've said, "Oh, by the way, if I have upset anybody today, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I've just been flying, but I know
But
that."
what they thing is obviously we've witnessed nothing. We've just got to do word for word, right? They're saying that
Yeah.
you've come out and said that you're just flying around to get people's reactions to drones, or that's why you're filming the second time, right?
At the end, they've said, "Why would you not just go to a different place if we tell you not to?" And I've said, "Well, actually, my videos are educating places on drones." And they're like, "Oh, what you mean, like getting air sea reaction?" And I'm like, "Well, no, but you have objected, and the objection is a public interest. It's part of my video that moving forward, if another person came to fly here, chances are you'd deal with it differently. You'd say, crack on, call the police.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That's it. So I've told them what the video's for at the end.
I know, but the thing is, if you fly your drone over, right, my colleagues clarifying
Yep.
the laws. If you fly your drone over now, and we're witnessing that, and that's something where we have to seize your equipment.
Why would you
don't-
seize it?
No, I'm saying if in the law it says, you know, that you aren't allowed to
If
be
the law
out
says I
here.
can't do it, then clearly I've already broken the law, haven't I? And then
But
I'll
we'd be
expect.
witnessing it, and we're definitely seizing your equipment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you come back and say there's a lawful reason I can't fly over here,
Yeah.
I am not going to fly again.
Okay.
But I
that's fine.
know there's no reason.
Okay, my colleague's just clarifying.
Yeah.
It's not something we deal with every day.
I understand
because
that.
I've never been called down. We get called to prisons all the time with drones flying, but that's different.
Yeah, sure.
But
I just don't want to feel like the police turn up and then try to make enforcements or demands based on people's feelings.
That's not what we're trying to do here.
Yes, they're upset. Yes, they don't want the drone to go over, but that's nothing to do with the police, really, unless I've purposely upset them with harassing behaviour, which I haven't.
No,
But stood here flying.
Anything where you're not like breaking the law, that's just we're talking like civil.
Yeah.
You know, you're arguing this.
Yeah.
People argue.
And I've even said, you ladies go back in, I'll go to the end of the road and do my quick photo so that I'm not even standing here anymore, I'm gone. And then you turned up. I don't need to stand here to do it. It's safer to fly here, yes, because I can see my drone. The photo, I can go to the end of there and do it. Go up high, come across a little bit, take it, and I'll go. I would have done my photo, but because they kept talking to me, the battery went down on the drone. I had to keep changing the battery.
What's the footage of from today? Do you have it? I don't know, I'm just interested.
Just a house. Maybe show you.
I've never even been in there myself. Don't know what it looks like. But...
There you go. You see, it's just literally building and just beautiful shots. That's it.
Okay. Like I said, while my colleague clarifies everything, I think it's just safer because I think you guys speaking to each other is just causing more aggravation for both of you, you and them. Do you know what I mean? We'll just wait here.
I only got involved then because I'm not going to be told that, oh, you've been harassing staff, or you've, what else did they say? Oh, you've tried to go in without a ticket. I came here knowing that their policy doesn't really like drones.
So if you come here knowing their policy doesn't like drones, why would you come here?
Because I'm trying to educate people that if anybody else comes here with a drone and they don't really know the law,
Right.
they watch my video and go, oh, well, I can fly there, providing I'm outside, because he went there, the staff tried to stop it, the police came, and in the end, he was allowed to do it. So I'll go and fly there. And then the staff here would watch it and go, oh, next time, ladies, just ignore them. Ignore the drone flyer.
Right, okay.
Just don't let them do it in the site.
Got it.
So I came here knowing that English Heritage kind of don't like it.
Yeah, you have to inform them beforehand, and they'll tell you whether they give you permission or not.
But from out here, lawfully, anybody could just turn up here, launch a drone, and they can't have any say in it, right? But they try to. Well, they do here today. I went to Marble Hill the other day, if you know about those, English Heritage, and they were like, yeah, crack on, we can't stop you,
Where's
it's
Marble
fine.
Hill? Is that near?
London.
Oh, okay.
But they brought it up, they said, oh, you've been to Marble Hill recently? And I said, yeah, but they didn't object. They literally said, crack on. So it's not like I know it's going to go negatively. I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah. Okay.
But I never came in with intention to go in with a ticket. I'm not going to pay £17 to walk around when all I want to do is fly.
All right.
No? So, are you back out?
Mate,
Oh,
it's just more sensible to ignore them, isn't it?
yeah.
I've asked you to.
I've just been polite, but fair enough. But you know, like, I can just launch that now. Get my photo, I could just go. Like, there's no law broken, so I know you ladies maybe want to try and like seize it.
No, we're
but-
not trying to seize anything.
No, but
We're just,
want to keep them happy. But
like, it's just.
like I'm being cooperative. I'm not
I know,
saying I'm just going to launch it anyway. But if I did, I'd expect you ladies to just let me do it before you check before you do anything, kind of thing. You know.
I know, but we wouldn't be very good police officers if we just allowed you to break the law. I'm not saying you are, but I'm
You
saying.
don't
we
know
would.
if it's a breaking the law, right?
No, that's why my colleagues clarify.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. If it wouldn't look very good on us, would it?
But let's say I did it, and you did try and stop me doing it, or demand me to land it and then seize it,
I won't be doing that.
whilst they find out, and it's deemed that it's lawful, then it would be an unlawful seize, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything until I know what's going on.
Oh,
with
good,
us.
good, good. I'm just trying to say, like, I'm being cooperative. I'm not being
No,
awkward,
no one's saying that.
but I have been here too long. Go on. You say.
No, like, yeah, we'll just. I'll just wait for my colleague to clarify what's going on.
Yeah, no worries.
What do you post on? Is it TikTok, Instagram?
I do everything me. Not Instagram though.
Not Instagram.
Everything else.
As long as you don't fly over prisons, I wouldn't recommend that.
Prison's illegal.
Yeah.
Airport zones.
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't.
Yeah, pretty much the main two. MOD. It's not a good idea, really.
Anywhere over like the Woolwich House, barracks and stuff. Yeah.
Is she called the drone officer, or is it like a sergeant? Or you don't
I
know?
have no idea who she's called. We don't have a. Well, we do have drone officers, but normally if we need a drone come out, a lot of the time we get LFB. They have like drone officers who come out.
Because usually, if the police turn up to an incident with me, they just call the drone officer. Very quickly, they're like, yeah, as long as it's a 249 gram drone,
Yeah, under 250.
then you crack on. That's normally what happens
Yeah.
if the drone officers are called.
Yeah, because there's different laws. If it's over 250, you have to do the
Yeah, there's a bit more stuff needed.
calling 22 late. Still dealing. We'll call you up. Okay, mate, you have to go now. Because we've looked at my supervisor's basically gone into all the legislation. And like they were saying, the UK CCA Drone Code 2024 says you can't go over a National Trust building.
It doesn't say that.
Royal Mail, Putnam Crescent, have you got a result?
It says the National Trust bylaws can restrict drone flights, but this isn't National Trust anyway.
Yeah, this is part of the National Trust. Which is what they've told me as
Yeah,
well.
it's not breaking the law flying over National Trust.
Listen, you're not doing it today, okay? Because
I am doing it today.
No, you're not, because what I'm going to do is, if you don't listen to what we're going to say, I'm going to deal with you for offensive harassment, which they've all said, and that will be getting seized. So
If you want to do that,
it's up to you what you want to do.
I'm going to go to the end, which
no,
I agreed with them.
You're not doing it. I've given you an opportunity now to go home and go on your way. Otherwise, your equipment gets seized and you get arrested for harassment.
Harassment has to be 2 more occasions of unwanted contact.
Listen, yeah, but they've given you 2 hours. You've been here. They've given you multiple occasions.
I've been stood there flying. I haven't gone in there talking to nobody.
Okay, listen.
They came to me.
All right.
And it's on my video, so the arrest would be unlawful.
Why would it be unlawful?
Because my video shows that I haven't harassed anybody.
Okay.
And when you arrest me, that would be looked at very quickly.
That's an allegation. It's an allegation. All the ladies said that you've been harassing them.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're feeling harassed.
Right.
One of them's crying. Okay.
Right.
So I'm saying to you, let's not escalate this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to do my photo today. Whether or not you're here, I'll do
You're not
it.
doing your photo.
Right.
You're not doing your photo. Okay.
I think you should call your sergeant before you arrest me for harassment.
I don't need to arrest you. We can deal with you another day. But I can still process you for harassment.
Can you?
Yeah, and I can put a crime report on, say that you're harassing these ladies, and we can seize your equipment under Section
Right.
19 of PACE, okay, as part of the evidence of that. Okay, so then we can look into the videos and see whether you are harassing. So,
I haven't harassed.
okay.
You're trying to please them by saying that.
I'm not trying to please them.
You are. You're
I'm not
using
trying
it
to
as a
please them.
reason to stop the drone.
No, I haven't. I've given you reasonable.
The drone's lawful.
No, listen. I've said to you, you can leave and you can go on your way if you want to. But
I am going to go to the end of the road, yeah.
But you're now refusing to leave.
No, I've said I'll go to the end of the road, which is what I
And
agreed with the
You're
ladies.
not flying that over there.
If I do that, I'll do that. It's lawful.
It's not.
I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be.
I've just shown you the policy.
I fly over National Trust all day long for my
Okay.
job. It's lawful.
Well, then you don't know the law, then, do you?
Call your drone officer.
I don't know if I call my drone officer.
If you call your drone officer, they will categorically tell you that that's wrong.
It's in black and white. I've just shown you it.
It's not illegal to fly over National
It
Trust.
is,
I
it's
guarantee.
It's against the law. It just says the drone code.
It says
I've looked in-
National Trust bylaws may prevent.
Okay, and I've looked in the drone code. It says you need to have 150 metres from the tourist attraction.
Yeah, under
okay, not
250-gram drone has no restrictions on distance.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to.
I am doing it perfectly lawfully. I'm just trying to warn you. If you arrest me for harassment,
I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
Okay. I've agreed with the ladies. I've agreed with the ladies that I'm going to go to the
The
end.
ladies haven't agreed that.
No, but I said to them, rather than me do it here and I'm still in view, I'll go out of the
But
way,
you're still
do
going
my
over
photo.
the National Trust property,
I'm allowed
and
to do
that's-
that.
You're not.
Okay, if you want to stand here, well, I'm obviously going to go, but if you want to stand here and watch the drone be above here, or whether you're saying it's going to breach the line and then come out and arrest me, then you need to do that. The drone can lawfully go over there, I promise you. Call your drone officer. I don't care, or arrest me. I'm not breaking the law.
So desperate to get your drone picture.
Because I come along and I do my video and I put a photo onto Google Maps to show where I've been in the country.
Right.
If I leave and I don't do it, I feel like them or you, it's stopping me doing it.
Just show me footage
Yes.
of it, though. You've got footage of
Yes.
it. You've done your footage.
I was going to do.
Do we need to see the weight of the thing?
Yeah. Today I've used 3 batteries. They last about 20 minutes each. Right?
Yeah.
I've used 3.
Yeah.
The first one, there was a lot of arguing or talking about when I first arrived. You can't do it, police will be called. But the drone was already up. So I wasted half of that battery when I arrived, right?
Okay.
So I've then used half a battery and 2 more on a video.
Yeah, so you've got lots of video footage.
And I've been interrupted again.
There's no...
Usually, I would have got more video footage, but I thought, do you know what? Rather than me spend any longer here than I need to, with people being, annoyed, or they said one lady got upset, I thought, do you know what? Let me just do my photo, which will take 3 minutes, and I'll go. So in my head, I already compromised that. Then I said, if I'm in view, it's clearly causing them to keep coming over to me. I haven't gone in there, they've come to me. So I said, I'll go out in the view, I'll do my photo, and I'm going. I think that's more than reasonable. But if I just don't do it, it's like they've stopped me doing it. Well, you have, but they have, through you. And I don't believe in that. I believe that I should be allowed to do my lawful photo.
You've literally got, like you said, it'll be like, what, 40 minutes of videos?
No, but the video is cut down into like a 5-minute edited version of it. But
I mean, can you not take your picture from 150 metres away? Isn't that what I've...
Yeah, so I would go out there. I'd go up as high as I can, which is 120 metres, which is literally, you could hardly see the drone or hear it. I'll come across a little bit through to around here, take my 360 photo, it does like a 360 photo all the way around, and then I'll cycle down the hill. They're not going to know it's happening, and that's why I said I'll do it that way so that they don't feel the need to come over to me again. So I'm not going to be even in view doing it, I'm going to be gone. I've tried to be reasonable with that, but I can't just not do it because I'm told not to.
What I don't get is if you don't want like the stress and the aggravation of all this, why don't you just come when it's not open?
Because,
Do you know
okay,
what I mean? I'm just saying for your, you don't want to be causing trouble, do you?
causing trouble, no. Educating places, yes.
Yeah.
So if I do it while they're here, at least they get to either allow it or not allow it. Today they've objected quite a lot.
Yeah.
They don't all object, but some do. Went to Thames Water earlier. They were fine. They were like, yeah, we can't stop you doing it out there. Crack on. Be careful of this corner, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool, no worries. 20 minutes, we're gone. Here it takes a bit longer because it's a cinematic shot. I've actually got to edit the footage of the drone, put it together and make it, music on it and make it nice.
Right.
So I've had to do a couple of batteries, which is like 20 minutes each. But I feel like I'm being threatened with harassment when me standing there, flying,
No one's threatening you with harassment, we're just
your colleague has.
The thing is, when she wasn't threatening
said if you fly again, I'll arrest you for an offence that they've said you've done, so I can seize your drone, so you can't fly. So then I get to please what they want. That's what it feels like.
The thing is, arresting
we haven't witnessed anything, so we go off allegations, right? If they're saying they're being harassed and they're saying that they feel like they've been led to be like feel distressed, they feel like you're being malicious continually. I mean, like yeah, we got called at 2:30. It's now 4:30. It's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know. And you've gone
But
in,
they've
you've said
been
multiple
like they are
times.
now. They keep coming over to me and trying to debate it when I'm on a public path. They've got no right to approach me, really.
They can come and talk to you.
No, but
I mean,
okay. I've stayed there for the majority of my flight, right?
okay.
They've came over to me or like came to the gate and initiated convo, so I've had to go over to the gate to talk. I haven't initiated that convo, they have. So if anything, they've harassed me. I'm not claiming harassment. I didn't feel threatened or whatever harassment needs to have. I didn't feel like that. But I'm trying to fly and they keep interrupting me.
Right.
It normally takes an hour max, tops. So 2 hours is excessive. Yes, I agree. I mean, my video, I've arrived, 149 minutes. How long's that? Over 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours, 29 minutes.
So before you got here, probably 2 hours.
So when did you get here? When did you arrive here?
1 hour 49 ago. 149 minutes ago.
Oh, so not long before 2:30 then.
No, yeah, they called the police pretty much as I arrived.
Right. Okay.
Because they said you can't do it, and I said, well, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
I did it. They saw the drone go up. They came straight back over to me and said, we've just told you you can't do that. Call the police. Boom, police were called.
Is your footage really worth all this? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying.
It's
well,
about
you
the
can
rights we
try
have.
to do-
I have a legal right, here if I want to, but let's say out there, to go out there, fly my drone up and take a photo of that building. I have a legal right to do that. I shouldn't be told you're not going to do it by them or by you. You should say, well, we can't stop him. But you could say, well, we recommend you don't stand here and do it because they are feeling harassed.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll go out there.
I know.
I'll go out of view. I'll go out of view and do it. No worries. Because if me being here is aggravating people by just standing here, then fine, I'll move. I think your colleague took the weight of the drone, didn't she? Because she wanted to check whether any other stuff had been broken, I think.
That's, yeah.
But
That's why I stood here, because we're not going to do anything or do anything before we work out what's even going on.
yeah, but I could just ride my bike out there now, launch it. I could have done my photo.
No, but you have to understand that
I'm gone.
it's all well and good us taking your word for it, but
What's that?
we've got to check this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
But there's no offence committed, and there's no offence suspected of, unless you make up harassment. So I'm trying to get CIA up because it's very clear. The law on it's literally like Google it, it's right there. This is on CIA. There, yeah. That's the maximum height. But then if I go down to, so this is the 150 metres, 50 metres your colleague's talking about.
Don't fly close to people on 50 metres.
Buildings are, I think, a bit more. There's people. So drones and model aircraft below 250. The rules on minimum distances to people are different. There's no restriction. Yeah. So that's why, go on. Yeah.
That's right, I'm just
Yeah, no
reading it.
crowds either way, no matter what.
You must have put
That's literally what we fly by.
it. Okay.
So a drone of that weight can go as close to anything as it wants to. Obviously, you've got to be safe. You can't be an idiot. From the footage you've seen.
They're for like safety of people.
Yeah, I've stayed high. A lot of the discussion has been me telling them, I have insurance, I'm going to stay high. I'm not going to come down low and start following people. It's not harassment. They've come over with concerns, and I've tried to explain to them that the concerns are not going to be sort of a problem. Did I not? Oh, sorry.
What's the whole deal with the filming that situation? Like on his body cam, is he free to do what he wants with that?
if he's out in public, then you know it's up to him. But he said that anything to do with like name values, anything like that, it's not going to get shared. Is that right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. We could, like, would you delete it?
Because the file is now 2 hours 20 long, and it's one file. If I delete it,
What's usable?
the drone audio, obviously I'm talking on that while the drone's flying.
You not just take the mic, because you got the mic. That should be 2 separate files, shouldn't it?
It would if I pressed the external record button, but that's recording to that.
I think I'm a subscriber.
Hello, mate. You're right.
DG.
Almost. Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah. I can't say now because
Oh, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Recognise
thank you.
your voice
Had a good day, yeah.
Good one.
Thanks, man. See, it's positive interaction.
For you, isn't it? Yeah. I hope you don't see me on YouTube later.
Well, I think what he's doing is legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He knows. That's an example. No, anyway, that's an example. Like people watch my videos and they learn what's legal.
Totally
And
get that.
he's
And
now like
Can
it's
you
legal.
understand from my perspective though, and as site staff, you know, site.
I've said to you, I understand.
No,
Yeah.
It's just the
I do.
fact that I don't want my staff out on YouTube. You don't know what they can have and what they can't have. You don't know what pass. You don't know who knows them. You don't know who's going to watch that video. Again, he's just a random guy. You
Yeah.
don't know who's going to watch the video.
I understand your point, and I have said to you like that. I didn't know. I've been empathetic at the end. I have said to you like
Yeah.
I didn't want you to be upset. Didn't know you're upset, but I didn't want you to be. I've just came to fly. You've tried to do your job and tried to stop me or object or whatever.
Yeah, but now I'm asking you,
Yeah.
person to person, please do not post any of that on YouTube.
I can't guarantee that the whole thing won't. Like, as in,
Like our interaction,
None of
my
it.
interaction with my staff, your interaction with my staff, you're going to post that.
some of the stuff, I guess.
Which ones?
I don't know.
What's been like your favourite interaction?
The guy at the beginning that said crack on.
Fair enough.
But you know I haven't been here harassing people. I have just been here flying, and it's caused.
You know, you called me hangry.
No, I said, can I make it up to you and buy you some food because you said I'm hungry?
No, and then you were like, oh, hangry, is it? I remember that.
Joking with you, mate.
It's joking.
Come
but,
on.
You know, it's not the time. It's not the time. And I feel like this interaction has not been valuable on either of our parts, right? I feel like you came here to make a scene.
I didn't come here to make a scene. Marble Hill wasn't a scene. If you watch the
Marble
video,
Hill
you see.
wasn't Marble Hill, but also Marble's different, you know.
I go there, polite, objectively, and I say, look, I'm going to fly my drone, and whatever happens, I don't instigate it. Other than that,
Yeah. What I'm going to instigate is I don't believe this is safe practice because I don't know what safe practice is. And as the
Yeah, fair
site
enough.
supervisor,
Yeah.
as the duty manager, I should have the right to keep my site as safe as possible.
Yeah.
However, you were just
So
going
you've
against
acted.
that. I've acted and you've gone against that. Of course I'm going to stand up
Yeah,
for
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Of course my staff are going to back me. Of course all of that's going to happen.
you've acted in a way that you deem to be reasonable
Yeah,
to your job title.
You
Yeah.
didn't even, like, border off the area you're flying over. There were children running around, you know? How is that safe in anyone's eyes? I know you've got documents that say
No, it's
whatever, but how is that safe? How am I supposed to
Well-
back up and say, yes, I agree that is safe practice? That is why I've asked you not to do
I
it.
guess you don't have to agree, but the law states that small drone can go as close to people and buildings as it wants to. I've showed the officer the law just now on it. It's allowed to do that. We have to be safe in doing it. I can't just come really close to you and you know, fly here because that's dangerous.
I'm sure you know the rules, but I don't, you know? And that's
I've tried
why
I've tried to laze it and say it is lawful, it is allowed to happen. You know, you don't have to trust me, but
so why would I then? Do you understand, don't you? Do
you
understand?
can't control everything or try and like make everything safe. No?
That's my job.
Yeah, in there. Listen, I said to the officer, right?
And that thing's in there.
They've said
Yeah.
we'd rather you go, etc. I've said to them, I've only got a photo to do, just a photo. Take me 3 minutes, 2 minutes, right? I'll go out.
I think we've got a car.
I'll go.
Let's go over this way.
I'll go out onto the main road, completely out of your view. Go up really high, take it, and I'm gone. There's no issue, right, with that. I'm literally going to be 2 minutes.
My eyes, there is.
No, but I'm not even going to be over there.
It's not about where you are. It's about where that crazy.
No.
flying
Like
is
it's
that
going to be.
goes,
It's going to be around here. Anyway, it's not
Can I
even going
pause
to.
I'm really sorry. Can you please just pause the video while we're talking? Because I really do not want to be.
Turn away from you. Just in case if your colleague comes over and does anything like arrests me or something. I need to
My
like.
colleague arrested.
No, not your colleague. I'm sorry.
Something would be wrong there.
What I'm trying to say is,
Citizens arrest.
the officers have said leave.
Yeah.
I've said, I've got my photo to do. I'm happy to go out of the view and do it there. It'll be 2 minutes. That's it. I don't want any more drama. I don't want any more interactions or talking.
Right,
I just want to do that and go.
The thing is, I'm not gonna sacrifice the safety of my visitors,
No.
and so therefore I'm gonna stand my ground.
No, I know you can't allow it because your policy doesn't
And so
allow
I'm
it.
going to stand my ground, and I'm going to ensure that I do whatever I can to ensure the safety of my visitors, to ensure you're not filming my staff anymore.
I'm not coming in. I'm happy to go, but I've got to do my photo from out there.
Why?
Because
What
I always do a
photos?
photo for Google Maps and I upload it to your thing on Google Maps and there's a 360 drone photo.
I'm sure
Beautiful.
that's beautiful,
Yeah,
but
it is.
next time can you just ask us before we put some things in place? We'll see what we can do, we can work together. But instead, you know, it would have taken an email. We've got an email address.
You know, like today,
It's on Google.
you know, like today, like our conversations have been like this, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying
I
there's been
mean, I
no
was a bit-
harassment. There's just been you telling me not to do it and me saying
But also,
I'm allowed to. Right? Come on.
but the thing is, I still don't want you doing what you're doing.
I know that. I get that.
And I'm gonna stand my ground until.
But out here on the public path,
But you're out here, but
All
they're
right.
flying things in there.
the airspace is public.
Do you know if someone like I have kids throwing balls around and I tell them to stop?
But
And
the
do you know
airspace
what?
is
They say yes. Depends how high they throw the ball.
the airspace is public.
But it's still,
Within a word, it's public. Anybody can take their aircraft, drone, into that space. If they want to film, they can film.
and I still deem it unsafe. And I'm
It
gonna
may
do
well be
whatever I
unsafe.
can.
They may well be
So
doing it
is
unsafely.
unsafe.
No, they may well be.
So I'm just supposed to trust you that you are a safe driver, a safe flyer.
No,
a
but
safe.
there's a risk.
Yeah.
There's a risk with a lot of stuff.
I haven't
You know,
written a risk assessment for that one.
but risks happen. Like there's a risk that a motorbike could just zoom in out of control and crash. It's happened before. Could happen,
And
right?
Do you know what? We'll try and do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Of course, but
But I'm doing everything I can to make. You know, this is where our jobs are conflicting.
what
And
you should
this
think
is
is,
why I think maybe.
What-
At least if they know in advance, right, they can do something about it. That's basically what she's saying.
but look at it this way: if I hadn't have came in and told you I'm doing it, if I would have just hidden around the corner and done it, that's unsafe because then you don't know who I am. I could be trying to cause danger to people. I came in and told you enough, I think, that you kind of knew I wasn't going to do it on purpose.
Well, all you
Right.
said was, I don't know your exact words. You basically said you're a really good licensed drone flyer.
I just said I do it a lot.
Imagine if I
Yeah.
came up to you and said, I'm a really good licensed motorbike rider. Can I ride on your grounds? Actually, can I ride in the park behind your... Oh, and then I crash into a fence and I, so I can't ride a motorbike. Do you know what I mean? You would try and say, stop, you're not being safe.
Yeah, I guess it's you just can't eliminate every risk. It's like there's a risk with flying a drone in there. There's a risk with driving a car out here.
But you would agree that you would want to do everything you can to negate that risk.
Yeah, so if I was in your position, I would talk to the drone pilot and say, "Well, do you have insurance?"
But how
They don't
can-
have to tell you, but,
yeah,
but you
how
have
can
it.
I check the insurance?
You can't, but
No.
do you have it? If
And
they
so
say, "Well, yeah, I
therefore,
have,"
I'm going to do everything in my power to stop it from happening. You know, we're not. I don't think we're too dissimilar. We're obviously both very stubborn people.
yeah, maybe, maybe.
Maybe one more than the other. But
Like
can we just agree that this isn't going further?
if I would have turned up and been like, "I ain't got insurance. Fuck that. I don't need that." Then you'd think, "Fucking hell, this guy is probably going to fly recklessly." You can maybe then
Do you have insurance?
do things in there and call the police to try and mitigate that risk. But I've turned up, I've showed you the operator ID on the drone. I've tried to show people things.
We don't know what that means.
No, but
that's what to us.
As an overall, you could kind of get a vibe that this guy probably is okay with this drone. He probably does know how to fly it. You maybe got that impression. It doesn't eliminate the
It
risk,
doesn't.
but
Again, that's not something I'm thinking about. All I'm thinking about is something we don't know about is happening here. You know?
I get that,
If
I get
someone,
that, I
like,
get
we
that.
don't allow fishing.
it does have insurance, by the way. It does have insurance.
Great.
It does have insurance.
Do you know what? Let's not do that. I know you want to do it. Are you starting that up again?
No. I said I wouldn't. The only thing I wanted to do is get my photo, and I'd go on the main road to do it. You won't.
I know.
You won't notice that.
And we still visitors. And we still got staff on site.
All right. So I'll do it. I'll do it above where we're standing. I won't go over the fence. How's that?
No, I don't.
No,
wanna get
it'll be
hit.
over here. No, it'll be over the road here.
So you could do it. I don't.
I'll go down there. I'll launch it. I'll bring it across to here. I won't go over your gate, and I'll do the photo from here. How's that? Because you're being reasonable now. You're being like.
always have been,
No, but you're being
man. I
nice. So
always
like,
have been.
I'm happy to do that. I don't want this to drag on any longer.
I'll
You
only
know.
allow it if you delete the footage of me.
Not allow it, but I mean, Could we just agree that
I'll only
I'll be
support
reasonable,
you
push
if you
back.
promise, thank you. If you promise to delete any footage of me and my staff, thank you.
I can't delete all of it. I can promise my best to edit it in a way that it's.
Like, just don't post them on YouTube.
So if I go tell the police now,
No,
I'm going to
no,
go off
no,
to the
no,
main
no.
road.
No, please.
No,
Can
not
we
that you,
work on an agreement?
not that you're allowing it. Just that
I'm not.
I'm going to do my photo and go.
But you know, we've got visitors walking in and out, in and out, in and out.
You know, I'm allowed to go over, but I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Your drone will not enter that fence.
Listen, I'm telling you.
No, do you promise
Heart
me?
to heart, I'm telling you that my drone won't go over your line. Okay.
And if it does,
For my photo. Okay.
If it does,
No,
because that's then
it-
my
it's
property.
allowed
What if
to.
I throw a rock really high?
Endangering aircraft.
Oh, got me there.
No, it's allowed to, but I won't. I'll give them a word that I won't. Yeah.
And if we
yeah,
all
yeah.
stand at that line, and if you go over it, then we've got a problem.
Well, it's allowed to, but I'm giving my word I won't. All right.
Right, should we separate? I know you guys are closing out. You probably need to get everyone out anyway.
Yeah,
Well, I've said to the lady.
Well, I've said you can only fly it if it doesn't go in our property.
I've said I'm allowed to
That's
go.
right. Do you want to? I just don't know.
No, it's fine. We're okay now.
You
We're
guys are
okay.
going to be closing in like 10 minutes anyway.
I still don't know if I'm happy with it though.
I'll do it over where the police car is. Okay.
Just walk all the way over.
No, I'll be down there, but the drone will be here. I'll give him my word. All right.
Only if you delete that conversation with me.
What the whole conversation?
Every conversation.
Right.
Because you don't know who I know in my life.
I can't promise anything, but you've given reason. So I'm not going to put in stuff when I don't need to. You know. Come on, I'm a reasonable guy. Right.
Not being reasonable. It's really difficult.
Come on. Okay. Can I go and tell your colleague that I'm going to go? I'm going to do my photo. I've told the
My colleague's
lady.
going to come over in a minute. They're just organising. You guys need to. You're closing, aren't you? It's right.
I've told
I'll
her
wait here
to
a
keep her happy. I won't do the photo over the fence line. I'll do it out here.
Well, you understand why everyone's stressed over, right? Like people. The problem is, right? It's like, unfortunately, there's weirdos out there.
Yeah, of
who will
course,
watch
of course.
this footage and find. I've been to calls where people have been found from online videos and harassed, and I'm like death threats, all kinds of stuff. I think that's why it gets people stressed, because you know what the internet's like now. You're on it all the time, like you said.
I'm on the internet and I don't want to be. So like,
No, I know, but
you know, it happens
but,
and it's annoying.
No, but
Yeah.
you create the footage, right? So you.
No, I mean
you
like there
have
are other
control
things
of-
about me that I don't really want online.
Right,
But
okay.
like, I get it. I get
I
it.
know,
I get
I know.
it.
People just people get stressed because everyone knows what the internet's like now. Unfortunately.
So I've told the lady that's very concerned about the drone going in that I will do my photo. The drone will be outside of the property, even though it's allowed to go over. I've said to keep her happy, I'll do it above here,
Yeah.
rather than insisting I go across the fence line.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all agreed that it's allowed to go over, but I'm not going to do that just to keep her happy.
If that's gonna stop the stress, then
Yeah, because she's getting stressed at her job to try and protect the property, and I don't want her to be.
I think the
Overly
other,
stressed,
the other
you
main
know?
thing is it's Easter holidays, right? You've seen the amount of kids coming in and out of here. They're going to be stressed about.
Yeah. Do you know what, down there was really busy, but I just flew around here, me. So
No, I'm not saying that. I just mean like, as in that's probably not adding to the stress, is it? It's a busy time for them at Easter holidays. It's a sunny day. They've got time.
I get that, yeah.
Don't they?
I get that. What are we waiting for?
Pardon?
What are we waiting for?
I don't know.
Is your colleague waiting
If
for-
you want to go, you can go.
I just want to okay with your colleague that I'm going to go off site.
I didn't want you to.
But we're okay. We're fine. We're getting on. She's been okay. It's just she got very
I know, I was just
emotionally
trying to-
involved with her job.
I know, and I'm just. That's
Took it
why
personal,
I come back
you know?
over, because I just don't want.
Yeah, she was
I'm
fine.
not saying this is going to escalate. This was going to escalate.
No, like
I don't need anyone getting more upset.
I was trying to agree with her. I said, look, if it keeps you happy, I'll do my photo outside of the zone. So then, even though I'm allowed to go over, I won't. I've been over already loads. I won't. I'll stay outside.
This is what I was saying. We were just waiting because my colleague needs to clarify everything. Because I know you know a lot more about drones than me. I will hand my hands up. I've never flown a drone. I don't know anything. Right, but we can't just take everyone's word for it, because otherwise we'd probably never arrest anyone and never deal with any crime, because everyone would say that they're allowed to do what they're allowed to do, right? So we've got to make sure everything is legal. I'm not saying you were doing anything illegal,
Yeah,
whatever, but
yeah.
everything has to be checked, as you can understand, right? As I'm sure you can appreciate, if there was someone out there being, like, you know, people flying drones over prisons and all that kind of stuff, and people not being safe with drone flying. Like you said, you check you're safe with you're safe with what you fly on your drone and everything like that.
It's like if I'm told I can't do it, then I'd do it to prove a point. But if I'm told like you can go now, and if you're going to fly over, we'll just tell them that you're allowed to, because somebody's clearly emotionally a bit upset about the drone. I would just say, well, I will do it out here anyway. When I'm told you can't do it, that's when I'm going to say, well, I can, and I am.
Yeah. How many mics have you got?
2.
What, do they die as well?
They do. And that one died. Yeah. It's back on mic now.
How much is this equipment worth anyway? I don't know anything about it.
Don't even know, you know.
You bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Well, I hope you bought it, otherwise we've never got a different problem.
brought loads of different things over the years. The drones are grand, so it's
Grand.
grand for the drone, yeah. Probably a couple of grand.
I didn't realise they were that much.
Yeah, the drones. Well, that one is, yeah. It's quite new, but
Things, all the drone laws as well, you know, they're changing all the time. There always new stuff.
it's just with that size drone, it has like a lot less restrictions. So when
So
police,
literally if it was like what, 2 grams heavier,
so they make it 1 gram
so
under.
they do that purposely,
Yeah.
so you can fly it wherever.
So it has more freedom, yeah. Because with the bigger drone, you can't go close to people, buildings. You've got to have a different type of license. It's like a lot of hassle, really.
Yeah.
And if you only want to do what I want to do, then that gets amazing footage. So it's just easier.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you get police turning up, or you get managers of companies,
you know
and
that's going to happen, don't you?
yeah, it
Like, we're gonna
happens.
turn up, I mean. Yeah.
I've had good police, I've had bad police, I've had good interactions at companies, I've had bad interactions. It really varies.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're only here to like deal with any offences. We're not like essentially right now we're just the middleman because
Yeah.
you know if nothing's legal, it's just you know we're just here as the middleman essentially now, aren't we? But if you want to go, you can go. Do you know what I mean?
I just want to make sure your colleague's happy, because she was the one that kind of spoke to me and said,
If you want to go and ask her, you're welcome to.
yeah, I don't want to.
I think she was just trying to clarify what's going on.
They're the kind of people that when I go over, they bite. That's what's been happening today.
well,
Like
it's all-
the lady in the white and black has actually been calm, but then the other ones come over and it just starts like every time.
yeah.
If you saw it here, but well, I've let her know.
Where else are you going? Where's next on your list of?
Probably today. Nowhere now.
Oh,
No.
Where else are you planning on visiting? I don't even know what else.
Quite a few places. This one's been on my list for a
Do
while.
you live near here or you travel down here?
Travel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, travel all around. But London in
On
general
a
is
bike or
quite
you...
train and that,
Oh.
or drive. But
It's one of the folding ones.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
London's generally easier. Train and that
Yeah, yeah.
generally.
If you want to go and speak to my colleague.
Shall I just say I'm gonna go? Yeah. I'm gonna go unless there's any objections. I don't want to keep you any longer.
Look, let me have a chat with you over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, sure. I did agree to the lady. I just said, look, I'll if I take my photo, I'll do it with the drone.
The issue is, it's not necessarily about the drone, okay? What it is that one of the ladies over there has got something that's happened to her in her personal life.
Yeah.
That obviously I'm not going to explain to you.
Yeah,
That
of
she's
course.
explained to me.
Yeah.
That could cause her a danger if she's on social media.
Mm.
She's not on any social media on herself.
Yeah.
And she's now very worried that this is going to go on social media.
I can get rid of the name, badges, faces, can't I? So it's,
But how
I know
do
there's
we
no trust, but
How do we know you're going to do that? Do you know what I mean? So by you putting that video on there could compromise her safety for the reason why she's not on social media in the first place. So as a human being, you've got to understand that it's not about you flying the drone. It's about that they've asked you a few times apparently not to be on footage. You're filming constantly. I don't know why you need to film constantly.
it's always on. Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? You film the palace, beautiful gardens. I get that, but when you're filming here constantly, people don't like it. Like I was saying to you, we're used to it. You know, But that lady's not used to it. And if that was your family member, sister, mum, I'm sure you'd probably think.
But to keep coming over and arguing again and again, knowing there's a camera, it's kind of like just.
She's desperate for you to take that footage down. That's why. Okay, and you're being argumentative too. You know, this is your job. Okay, I've been told this is what you do. You antagonise
not to argue.
people, and you try and push the boundaries and test the laws and stuff, which is what you've done. Yeah.
I don't antagonise. The drone might.
You have antagonised. Okay.
I didn't.
But you are argumentative. You've been argumentative with me as well and my colleague. Okay, and you've been argumentative.
It's
with
nice to you.
ladies. So
No, but you're trying to go back and forwards. We're trying to explain things to you.
Yeah, I mean,
I only kicked off with you because
no, but you are back and forth.
I felt like you were trying to restrict the drone through harassment.
No, yeah, because they felt harassed at that point. You've got to understand, it's not the drone, it's this footage, it's this camera.
I've been here the whole time and I know you haven't. And I know,
What?
like, seen the past 2 hours. I know what's happened and you don't. So you're going by what you're told,
no,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So what happens is when
But
someone calls us here, we get told what's happened. Obviously, I've got 5 ladies telling me the same thing. They're all feeling intimidated and harassed.
But they're going to say that because they've had time to talk and go, we need him gone, we need the footage gone.
I'm saying to you what they're telling me. Okay. So
What was the initial call
one
for?
of them is that you're flying the drone. You're harassing them. They're feeling harassed.
What, the call actually said harassed?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. The lady's crying. I don't think she can just put on the tears for no reason over a drone. It's not to do with the drone. This is what I'm trying to say to you. It's not to do with the drone. It's to do with the fact that they feel they're intimidated and you're not listening to them and you're arguing back and
I definitely listened.
Okay. Like I said, we're not going to know because we weren't here. Yeah. You're saying one thing, they're saying another. If you want to do the footage,
I've agreed to like not put her name badge or her on the video anyway.
I know this is your job to do the footage and the drones and stuff, but what
Right.
I don't get is why don't you do it when A, maybe it's shut, B, it's not half term, or C, when there's like less people. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's half term, it's busy, it's open. Now it's daylight, they're shutting. Why can't you do it when they're shut?
So I've done that much National Trust, not English Heritage, National Trust sites, and I've made that many videos on them where staff have come out and tried to stop me flying, that now National Trust have admitted publicly they can't restrict people outside flying over. And now when I go to National Trust, 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh yeah, carry on, mate.
I get that.
I'm
but
trying to do that.
Why would you not just, for your own sake, for you not, A, having police call, B, you're getting into arguments with people, they're feeling harassed. Why would you not do it when maybe they're closed, for example?
Because it wouldn't have that,
Do you want to get better footage as well?
it wouldn't have that impact, would it? Today is rare. That doesn't happen on this scale a lot.
What impact is it you need? I thought you said you were filming beautiful palaces and stuff.
I enjoy that part,
Yeah.
but obviously the education through a video going out or through the police turning up and saying there's no law stopping him kind of thing. Tomorrow they'll have a meeting over it and say, look, if anybody else comes, just leave them alone. Just call police. So policies get
Yeah,
changed.
so that's what I'm saying. So what is your so are you actually here to film nice things or are you here to just get
Both.
reactions and likes on media?
Well, I wouldn't word it like that.
Well, that is what it is, though. Isn't
Likes don't do nothing for,
Whatever
we don't
it
get
is
paid
that
for like, no, but
people-
people watch the video, we get paid.
Yeah.
I don't care what people comment, I don't care how many people like it, I don't care what reaction we get.
So I
But-
think that's where the two contradict yourself, isn't it? Because like you either come in here because you like the views and you like the scenery and stuff. I get that, but then it's like the other side of it, which is upsetting people.
But in your job, you could enjoy putting bad people behind bars, but you may also enjoy helping people. And if I said, well, it's either one or the other, probably both for you, if you were to be honest with yourself, right? For me, I love the flying the drone around these beautiful places. Went to Thames Water earlier. It's not that kind of place. That was more boring for me. That was more just purely turning up, get the objection, get the education, which there was. Security said no. His manager came out and said, he can do it, it's fine. Security got educated,
Where was that? The sewage plant?
one of them. The drone flight, quite boring. Yeah, it's quite boring. Here, I actually enjoy flying these places because they're beautiful.
Nice place.
And when I edit it and I put music on it and blur it all together, it's beautiful and I'm proud of that. But I can't only do that. I believe in the rights we have to take photos, film with a drone. So I go to places that maybe are quite controversial in that they don't like drones. National Trust, it's widely known they hate drones. So many different news stories on them that they've stopped people flying. So I thought, right, let me go. Let me see if they stop me. And they did. 100 videos later, now they don't. So,
But obviously, in this instance today, when we've got women crying,
No.
it doesn't look good on you.
no, it doesn't.
Do you get what I mean?
I didn't like talk to somebody rudely or in a manner that would do that. She just got upset because I wasn't listening.
As a human being, surely you must think, okay, now's the time to walk away.
Yeah.
Crying, but you didn't.
Okay, I didn't know she was crying.
She was crying when we got here, and she's been crying over there.
No, but I was told at the end, somebody's upset. And that's when I said to her, just want to apologise, I didn't mean to upset you. And then, of course, all her colleagues then, it kicked off again. So I backed off to here.
Okay.
Then you turned up at that point.
As you full well know, we can't stop whatever you put on social media. But I would just think.
Of course, I'm not just going to...
Before you put her, especially on social media.
Of course I will.
Because I'm not going to say what's happened, but...
No, you don't.
could
You can't.
compromise her safety, that's what I'm saying, okay? So I would just, if anything, edit her out at least. Put us on there, wherever you
No, but we can blur faces, we can blur name badges so that no one knows who it is.
Fine, do
For
that.
example,
Just
you know.
don't put her face on there, please. What's your plan now? Are you going home?
I'm going to get my photo.
Okay.
I'm going to go out to the main road, out of view. And I have agreed with the lady, because she's quite emotionally invested in the rules there. I've said I'll fly up to here, and I'll take my photo from here.
Okay.
Even though I'm allowed to go over, I won't. I don't need to. I'll do
No,
it
you're not supposed to go in there, but you tried.
in. You mean me?
Right in there.
Me
yeah.
physically?
Yeah. 'Cause apparently you tried to fly originally in there, and then you came back out.
The guy was sat there. I walked up to him and said, I'm here to fly.
You know the rules, so just be out here. If you're
I
gonna...
always do the same thing. I walk in, I hold my drone in my hand and I say, hey, how much is the ticket? They see that and they say, you can't bring that in. And I know that because I'm not going in. And then I say, oh, the drone, yeah. What about if I go back out there and do it? No, can't do it. That's how it goes.
So that's what you want.
I never try and go in. No, he said fine. He said,
Right, before it gets dark.
we've got sunset coming. Oh,
That's
2 hours
what I
in
mean.
it. 2 hours for sunset.
Do you not want to
Yeah, I will.
go take your picture?
What?
Go take your picture. That's what I'm saying, before it gets dark.
Oh, go and. I thought you said, can I take your picture? I was like,
No, go and take your
police officers don't normally ask that.
No, I'm not taking a picture.
No,
I'm saying, do you not want to go take your picture before it gets dark as well?
There I go. I just want your colleague to be on a good level when I go. Which I
no,
think
I
she
get
is now.
that. Yeah.
Oh. What's that?
I think she's probably just talking to the sergeant at the moment. Give her a minute.
No worries.
And then, yeah. Well, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, this has.
Yeah, sorry, it's been like.
No, the only instance I've been with drones have always been in prisons, people trying to pass stuff over. I mean, you can see why, I'm sure you're well aware why drones get a bad name.
I understand. I understand. I understand. It's.
Who cause problems.
But these kinds of places, they must get loads of people ask because it's beautiful. People want to fly and
Yeah.
it must be common.
But that's what I mean, it can't be hard to just, like, they must allow it quite regularly, like, if you email them.
Probably out of hours and on their terms, I guess.
I don't know what their idea is. We've got to now go to another call, so
No worries.
do what you need to do.
Just reassure
Don't
her.
make
I'm
any
not just going to
ladies
like.
cry, please.
Sorry?
Just don't make any more ladies cry in the future.
No. No. Not good when that happens, you know. It's not. It's not the outcome I want.
Okay. Alright.
Thanks anyway, and
Okay.
take care.
Alright, bye.
All right, mate. Well, guys, what a fucking drama, man. My video is 182 minutes long. Wait, 182? 3 hours long, man. Now, obviously, the drone footage is going to be edited in a way that won't have the body camera audio. So it won't be 3 hours of full video, but it won't be too far off. The microphone ran out of battery during that video. Now, luckily, the camera records a backup audio file because I've got it on that setting. Luckily. You what, mate?
I've got one indoors, I just can't fucking fly the bloody thing.
All right.
It's alright though, isn't
You
it?
get used to it?
Yeah, you're the DJ, ain't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognise your voice.
One of them is DJ Audits and DJ Media.
Yeah. See, the audits one, I reckon I watch on the Facebook now.
Oh dear,
Yeah.
I'm the other one. I'm DJ Media, the green logo.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously your voice is very familiar.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that, I think so. Anyway.
Thanks, man.
So what did you catch in this one?
No, I was doing the Palace.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Just finished and the police came. That's where they. Yeah.
But why? You're not doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, well, the Palace seemed to think I was.
Ah, that's idiots. That's that fucking English heritage, right, isn't it?
Basically, yeah, they called the police, and the police even tried to say like, oh, there's like harassment and stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy, man.
Fucking, the thing is, they own the land, not the airspace. And
So you know, right? And
I only knew that from watching you guys.
and you know it from watching people like us, right?
Yeah.
So the police and them ladies today are saying like, why'd you do it? What's the point? But it's to educate people, you, anybody.
Yeah. So I've got a drone indoors, but you don't pair up to my bloody phone. And yeah, just stuck it up.
Oh, right.
Away and fucking throw it on top of the cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
That's it, man. Well, I'm done for the day, mate. I'm finished now.
Enjoy the rest of it anyway.
You'll see that video out soon.
Yeah, where'd you put it up?
Well, there's one lady that needs a bit of a blur, so
Yeah, a bit of editing.
it's going to be a bit of a while.
Yeah,
Week.
yeah, no, fair enough. Keep an eye out for it.
See you later, man. Well, guys, we are finished at Eltham Palace. Just saw another police car down there, and the guy in the car literally seen me, and he kept staring, and then he got on his radio. So I don't know whether they've decided to arrest me or something. Who knows? I thought they were going to probably arrest me for harassment if I pushed it with the drone. And because all the ladies decided to gang up on me, it would have probably gone through. They would have probably arrested for it. But that one at the very end, the lady on the far left, she was horrible. Giving me the rundown on harassment. Anyway, thanks for watching this 2 or 3 part video. And I'll see everyone soon.